Hi, everyone, and welcome back for another week of Your News Today. It's Monday, the 21st day of October, and another beautiful day in the neighborhood. For the past few weeks now, I have made very blunt of the fact that I was going to milk that term for all that it was worth. And today is going to be the last day I get to use it while talking about the weather for quite some time. Yes, a major change is coming. It all starts tonight. A beautiful day today, even though a cold low of 32 degrees here at the newsroom this morning. But it was followed by a beautiful high of 71 briefly, upper 60s throughout much of the day, and just gorgeous. And I hope you got a chance to get out and take it in as much as possible because, things are about to change. 54 degrees tomorrow, maybe even some showers occasionally tonight, and in the morning, showers likely on the backside of your Tuesday. And I'm just checking the latest update from the National Weather Service, and I see no significant changes to the fact that we're going to be in the 40s, low 30s. We even have a nighttime low into the 20s, and it's not necessarily the most high of 20s either. Oh, it's going to be brutal. There's a chance of some showers. You might even see a few flakes flying around, a little sleet as well. It's not going to cause any problems, but it's going to be a big, staunch reminder that winter weather is going to be here perhaps before we know it. Maybe even a little earlier than what we would like. An update on your forecast in more detail. Football scores, as we're down to 2 more weeks left on regular season schedules for our high school football teams. An auto accident yesterday, and a local racing team wraps up their season. I'll let you know how much of a high and a low note they went out on. The high is what we'll focus on, and indeed it was a high one. And a couple of other things from around the area, new calendar, new announcements, and much more as we start once again a new week. I spoke with Russell Sparks today at the McGoffin County Extension Office, and they had another bear sighting. This is the most recent bear sighting that I know of in Sagersville and McGoffin County. But there's been a bunch of them. Now, a lot of these are the same animal, as they do make their way around a great swath. However, it has also been determined that there are several of the animals in this area, in eastern Kentucky as well. Now, Russell reminds us, that they were reintroduced into West Virginia and then migrated into Kentucky. Similar situation with the elk here, only West Virginians can hunt our elk. Bear not so much here in Kentucky. Nevertheless, just behind the extension office at their relatively new location there in 114, one of the ladies stepped out back of the building and saw a bear today. Very significant in size. Came rushing in to grab the others, and before they could get back out with a camera or phone or anything handy, the animal was gone. But it was there, very much so, and it's been seen, they believe, this same bear in areas all over. But just in the past several months, there's been a very great number of bear sightings, perhaps the same animal one that was seen down at the Continental Conveyor, several other areas in the downtown area, basically, a few months ago. This one was headed in the Limestone Branch direction, the next hollow over, so to speak. The Loan Company was also a site where one was seen recently. All over parts of McGoffin County. The list indeed goes on. Various bear sightings. Anytime you've got a picture, and I know there's some out there, be sure and let us know. We'll be glad to post it and let everyone see just what you've seen in your area. But the most recent bear sighting appears to be, once again, pretty much right in the Sagersville area at the extension office. So just to let you know, keep that in mind and don't be surprised if you see one. Being a bit scared, certainly okay. Oil fell below $100 a barrel today, the first time since early in the month of July of this year. U.S. supplies are on the up, and the risks of Middle East disturbances resulting in supply issues on their way down, at least for now. Benchmark crude down $1.11 to $99.70 on the New York Mercantile Exchange as of late morning trading. U.S. crude supplies rose by 4 million barrels in the week that ended October the 11th. The federal government shutdown has put numbers behind just a bit. And at 374.5 million barrels, the nation's crude oil supply is almost 1.5% above levels a year ago, and indeed the highest since the month of July. Well, we'll be talking about Halloween before you know it. And we're also going to be dealing with what looks to be a very cold one this time around. That's something in and of itself to deal with, and that means mom and dads will also be bundling up their kids a little more than usual, and some of their, and they're not all bright and shiny, but the ones that are costumes, that is, will be a little bit harder to be seen. Just a reminder, if you're out buying a costume, think ahead Halloween. is scary for a whole lot of reasons, but it is certainly scary for our children and pedestrians, most of which are children on this particular time. An average of 30 people, pedestrians, every year are killed on October the 31st, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and that's 3 times the number of pedestrian fatalities that happen on the average day on roads across America. Now, the agency doesn't exactly track how many of those fatalities are children who are struck while trick-or-treating, but obviously the majority of them are going to be. Motorists need to be aware as well, 4 p.m. till midnight, and that's just on a daily basis, but certainly more so during Halloween. Overall, Halloween ranks as the 3rd deadliest day overall for pedestrians. And December the 23rd and January the 1st, 2 most deadly days for pedestrians. Parents even have more reason this year. Pedestrian deaths have been on the rise now for the past couple of years for, I guess, really unknown reasons. 2 people are dead in an early fire in eastern Kentucky and 2 small children in neighboring West Virginia. First beginning in eastern Kentucky and Pike County. It all happened around 1:30 yesterday morning on Ellswick Fork Road, Farrells Creek, and the Elkhorn City Fire Department's responding. Firemen saying that a woman appeared alongside her husband to have died from smoke inhalation, and it appears as though they were already dead upon the arrival of fire personnel. And while the cause of that blaze here in eastern Kentucky is still under investigation, an electrical problem is believed to be the cause of a fire in Logan County, West Virginia, that claimed the lives of these 2 small children. Dontarius Gardner, 3 years of age, and Shania Sidney, 4 years of age, were killed after the fire 5 o'clock this morning in Logan, in a structure located near the old state police headquarters. A survivor of the fire, a boyfriend of the mother of the children, told authorities that he believed a space heater may be to blame. Investigators say not necessarily the cause, but more so an actual electrical problem in the duplex. From what we understand, the survivor said that he was inside the home with his girlfriend and her 2 children when the fire broke out. The 2 children were in a back bedroom, and the mother and boyfriend tried to get them out, but the flames were too strong and intense for any rescue efforts to be successful. Back with more headlines after this. From time and money-saving services like their overdraft protection, telephone and online banking services, to finding the right home, college, or car loan, to personalized checking and savings accounts designed around your exact needs, Sagersville National Bank is still your best choice and the same locally owned and operated bank that's been looking out for your family's financial health since 1902. Sagersville National, restoring the piggy bank population one savings at a time. It's so new it doesn't even have a name, but it does have an amazing taste all its own. 4 pancakes, butter, syrup, plus your choice of any of our dozens of DQ toppings with a little whipped cream on top, and of course some of our world-famous DQ soft serve. And you can add bacon, sausage, or even a little country ham for a full-blown breakfast treat. Or sink your taste buds into a quarter or even half-pound grill burger fixed exactly like you like it. And you want to know the best part? James says you can have either one for breakfast as early as you want, but only at your Sagersville DQ.
Hi, I'm Don McFarland. I want to be your family lawyer. If you've been injured on the job, if you're interested in getting your Social Security disability or SSI benefits, or if you've been injured because of someone else's negligence, or basically, if a car wreck has caused you to suffer pain, then pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne. 349-9000.
Regardless of the project, big or small, inside or out, Bailey's Carpet has your next job covered with service after the sale on Husqvarna and Red Max power tools and equipment. You covered with great deals on boots and clothing by Georgia, Red Wing, and Carhartt, and your floors covered with premium materials at low prices from Bruce, Armstrong, and more at Bailey's Carpet and Hardware in Salyersville.
Come on in, because the doors are open, the lights are on, and the shelves are being stocked every day with all those famous name brands you've come to love at Red's Boot Barn at their brand spanking new location in Salyersville on Route 114. That's right, already in sizes and styles by Wrangler, Carhartt, Ariat, and more, and new merchandise coming in every single day. Always the big names, always the big deals, always at Red's Boot Barn in Salyersville.
Fall is here, and it's time to rake in the savings at Home Furniture. Come in now for the largest sale ever on select bedroom suites. Prices have been drastically reduced, up to 40% off. All in-stock recliners are buy one, get one half off. Purchase a big screen TV, get a sound bar free. Seasons may change, but we'll always have financing available for everyone, guaranteed. Come in today while supplies last and take advantage of these huge savings at Home Furniture, Highlands Plaza, Prestonsburg.
Faster, friendlier, family-owned Parkway Pharmacy, open 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday in the new McGoffin Medical Plaza under the care of local pharmacist Jesse Rudd. To make Parkway Pharmacy your pharmacy, come by or give us a call at 349-4400. It's going to be a big night tonight. Community Day checks are coming out. That's right. They'll be dispersed to the local participating nonprofit organizations, which you helped raise what we hope will be, and most assuredly will be, a lot of money this past Community Day. That ceremony begins at 7. We, or I, will have a camera there and a report tomorrow, so look for that. Also, the McGoffin County School Board met in session this past Thursday night. We did have a camera there. I haven't seen the video yet. We'll go over it and bring you any news that transpired there. And we've got a lot more to come already for the rest of the week. For now, an auto accident that took place in McGoffin County on yesterday where two vehicles collided on the left hand of Johnson Fork. This is some video brought into us, and that serves as a reminder when you see news before we do, get it on your picture, your cell phone, whatever, and forward it on to us. We'll let everyone know what news is happening out there that we're not seeing. With that said, two cars collided, not head-on, but too close for comfort. Significant damage done to both passenger vehicles, the driver of which and possibly a juvenile passenger in one of the vehicles were taken to an area hospital for what was considered to be non-life-threatening injuries. The scene of this accident was on the left-hand fork of Johnson Fork, about a half mile up. And once again, this happened yesterday afternoon, right around 1:30. There was another car collision involving two vehicles on Route 114 at the junction of Burning Fork there at Ivington. It was a non-injury accident, but very fortunate as two vehicles collided as one was exiting 114 on to Route 1888, and the other was trying to avoid the collision with another vehicle. Still big news to come. The local racing team has wrapped up their season, and they went out on both a high and a low note. We've got that. High school football scores to get you up to date. 2 more games left on the regular season schedule. And your weather forecast, which I'm really dreading to pass along. All that's coming up in just a second. For now, here's tonight's calendar. Important announcements about important events throughout our community brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. And birthdays begin the calendar this Monday. And happy birthday to Piper. Happy birthday, Piper. Love, Mammy. She loves you lots. Happy birthday to you. And a happy birthday, it's a bit belated, I am told. Lavella Howard's birthday was on October the 18th. With lots of love from your sister Pauline and family. Happy belated birthday to Lavella Howard. This first announcement comes a bit belated. I ran into Jimmy Porter at the post office late last week one day. And he asked me to relay a special message to everyone, and it was the same day that we had some difficulties here, and I didn't make a note of it except for the one mentally, and of course that didn't last very long. But I got an email, I think it was over the course of the weekend, a reminder about something that Jimmy asked me to relay, that he and his family would like for me to say a sincere thank you on their behalf to all of you who so graciously donated items, money, and time and help with the benefit show that was held in his honor on October the 13th. And they also want to give out a special thanks to Turning Ground and the True Gospel Echoes for providing some wonderful music and entertainment for the event. They say, God bless you all. Thank you so much. This goes out from Jimmy Porter, all of his friends and family, and it goes out to everyone who helped so graciously with the benefit held in his honor. Very special thank you. Now, on to other calendar announcements. Light Up the Night is coming. It's a candlelight vigil for victims of domestic violence. It is one of the most reoccurring or occurring, both we can say, crimes that takes place in our society. Domestic violence is responsible for so much that happens to so many people, and it's a great problem for a lot of people. the Big Sandy, or the Sandy Valley, rather, Abuse Center is hosting an event. And it's going to be tomorrow night at 8 o'clock at Sayersville City Hall. They're going to have a guest speaker from the Kentucky State Police, all in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. They're calling for everyone in McGoffin County to come together and stand for victims of domestic violence. This will be at Sayersville City Hall, and you are invited to participate tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. The next meeting for the Local Emergency Planning Committee, LEPC for short, is Wednesday of this week, 10 in the morning at Sayersville City Hall. If you have any questions, call 349-3256 or 349-6212. Another event coming up is a Walk to Remember. That's going to be this Sunday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the Ramey Memorial Park here in Sayersville. October is National Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, and sadly, more families than you might realize have experienced the devastation of losing a baby, and each of these babies have changed lives and touched hearts regardless. The memories of those little ones live on inside a mother, a father, a sibling, or a grandparent forever and can leave a profound emotional emptiness that can be difficult for others to understand. So if you or a family member or a friend have experienced a loss, you're invited to join them, or if you know someone who has, you are invited as well to a Walk to Remember. It is this Sunday, 3 o'clock in the Ramey Memorial Park. They're going to have a balloon release, a short program, memorial, art, a walk, and a little more. So they'll meet at the Veterans Monument. I'll remind you about it throughout the week, but we wanted to make sure we got it on here tonight. With that said, calendar announcements just like these are always free. Best way to let everyone know what you've got planned, and this is how you get them to us. Funeral service announcements for this Monday, October 21, brought to you on behalf of our friends at the McGoffin County Funeral Home and McGoffinCountyFuneralHome.com. And they remind us that services were held earlier today here in Sayersville for Linda Gay Gullett, 60 of Sayersville, who passed away on Saturday. Linda was the daughter of the late Chalmer and Maggie Patrick Gullett, and she's survived by her sister, Brenda McCarty. 85-year-old Marie Gamble of Royalton passed away on Saturday. She is survived by her husband, Billy Gamble. Also surviving her sons, Jerry, Billy, and Jack, and daughters, Connie Patrick and Deborah Lemaster. Visitation will be this evening and any time prior to services. They'll start tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock from the Sayersville Funeral Home. Burial will follow at the Post Cemetery at Oakley. And 65-year-old Samuel Fromsdorf of Sayersville passed away on Saturday. Married to Cecilia Miles Fromsdorf, who preceded him in death. He's survived by son Samuel and daughters Amy Fromsdorf and Cindy Dukes. Visitation will start at noon on this Thursday, and services will begin later that evening at 5, both of which from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Burial is going to follow at the Rosehill Cemetery in Tampa, Florida. And I'll be right back after these words.
Sayersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce the newest members of our family, Administrator Lane Jones and our full-time chaplain Mark Campbell and volunteer Richard Green, new faces with the same sincere desire as these, to assist you and your family with short-term rehabilitation solutions or long-term nursing care needs, close to home and those that you love. Sayersville Nursing and Rehabilitation.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Stop by to see how, with a guaranteed trade-in, you can drive off in this gorgeous 2011 Hyundai Sonata for $17,950 or $299 a month, or how to drive off with a little soul for $12,950 or $235 a month, or how to drive off with a lot of style in this Dodge Ram Daytona at $15,950, all at Premier Motors in Paintsville.
170s, 500, 570, 800, 900s, 2 seats, 4 seats, Razors, Rangers, and XPs in the hottest colors with the coolest accessories with the best financing available and rebates up to $1,000 at Conley's, Kawasaki, and Polaris of Paintsville.
Howdy, Hatfield. I reckon I'll take my pig back. Ain't your pig.
Yeah, it is.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is, and I can prove it. Ma, I just sent a picture of our missing pig. Tell everybody it's time to start feuding.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I guess ain't gonna be no feud. Real nice picture, though.
We'll put it on Instagram.
Appalachian Wireless is 4G. Great pictures, video, text, and talk. Bigger savings, better service. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
Whether you want to be feared or favored, funny or frightful this Halloween, Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop has everything you'll ever need for the mood or effect you desire. And while we never know just how colorful our natural landscape will be at autumn, we are for always certain the season is vibrant inside the region's largest selection of fall and home decor. So come and see what surprises and delights await you at Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville. In recognition of our grand reopening and in honor of you, Hutch Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC in Paintsville is celebrating with employee pricing for everyone, and you keep the rebates on any new 2013 or 2014 car, truck, or SUV, and on all our pre-owned inventory. And register now with absolutely no purchase necessary for our grand reopening grand prizes. $10,000 in cash, $3,000 in cash, and 300 gallons of gasoline given away to someone on October the 26th at Hutch. Well, let's begin with the Conley Racing Team. They wrapped up their season, as was tentatively scheduled this past weekend in Mississippi. Now, I say tentatively because they had already had tentative plans to wrap it up. At the end of that, the possibility of making another big trip and another big race, although any possibility of which was nullified by a significant breakdown, as does happen when you are talking about such a high-powered sport. So they only made it to the second round. They won the second round but couldn't go any further. So tonight we're going to talk about not just how their season ended, but much, much more importantly, how once again they're a world record holding racing team.
All the way to the, we made the second round. We won in the second round, but we actually, tore the motor up in the second round, burned a piston, pretty common. But it did get us. The motor's hurt when we went down there, so it wasn't nothing to be unexpected. It was on borrowed time, and it just happened. And, we ain't real disappointed about it, but it's just one of the things we seen coming and couldn't avoid it.
And had you went down there and had a breakdown and you went out in the second round, normally we would not be talking about the race. But the note that we're going out on is the fact that you guys once again set the bar, and from G's to 60-foot times to give me some numbers to back up what we want to talk about tonight, Martin.
Well, we went, right now the class is dominated by turbo cars. They was 50-some cars tried to qualify for the field. They only took 32 cars. It was the tightest field of X275 cars ever in any 275 race by far ever. We qualified number 2 with a 455. We was the only nitrous car in the 450s, which is remarkable in itself that we went 450s, but we broke the 60-foot record for X275 car. We went the fastest 60-foot in history, 108 60-foot. It's from setting still to 60-foot ahead. It got from setting still to 60-foot ahead of it in 1.08 seconds. That's probably going 0 to 60 in less than a second, mile an hour. And we went the fastest 330-foot ever in the X275 with a 297. And we went a 455, and that's the fastest pass ever by a nitrous car in X275. And it could be, if it's not, it's real close to probably being the world record on a 275 drag radial in the 60-foot. So that's what the pass was. That was the big part of the pass. It was, we actually set the record for pretty decent. It wasn't just barely breaking it. We kind of passed it pretty good.
We've been following the Conley Racing Team for quite some time. One of the more recent times was, of course, publication of RPM Magazine that featured them. They've been doing a lot of radio shows, and a lot of folks across the nation taking interest in them. And to give you an idea about the sport itself, there were 32 cars that made the cut this past weekend. And out of those 32 cars, their times were only separated by 0.3 of a second. So it's very arguable that X275 racing, as it stands today, is as much or only eclipsed as far as competitiveness by the likes of Top Fuel and Pro Stock and Funny Car. 0.3 of a second separating the top 32 fastest cars. A couple of other numbers for you to consider. When they hit the go button coming off the starting line, within 1/4 of a second, the driver is already experiencing 2.5 Gs. In half a second, about 2.7 Gs. And Martin did say they learned more in 15 races at Holly Springs this weekend than they have in the past 75, and they've known what they were doing for a long time. It's an evolving sport, a field that they are at the top of, and they were very excited by all the knowledge they came back with. So their next goal is to test, retune, rebuild. They're going over the car, making more improvements. They're headed to South Georgia in February, even though it's the off season for them. It's going to be a very busy next 4 months. Well, the McGough County Hornets and other respective high school football teams are down to 2 weeks left on regular season schedules after Friday night's games. The Hornets will begin with had been averaging a little more than 40 points a game, no longer after suffering their biggest defeat and only third of the season while they were on the road at Betsy Lane.
That's right. The Hornets sitting now at 5-3 on the season. Still a good season any way you look at it, but a loss 14-54 to Betsy Lane. Puts them in 3-2 in the district, 2-1 in the region, and it puts them at Morgan County this Friday, and this will be a deciding factor. If the Hornets win this one against Morgan County, they are hosting a postseason game. That will be a first hosting of a playoff game in Hornet history. You can well imagine that's what they're working for. As for other teams in the viewing area, we turn over to the Paintsville Tigers, who picked up a win, a big one over Nicholas County, a shutout, 53-0, and that puts the Tigers at 6-2, 4-2 in the district, even at 1-1 in regional play. That also puts them hosting Raceland this Friday night. Still undefeated, the Golden Eagles of Johnson Central, 59-10 over Greenup County, puts them at 8-0. Undefeated, obviously, in district and regional play at 3 games or 3 wins apiece in those categories, and it puts them at Ashland Blazer this Friday night. And for Cougar football and Coach Brian Turner in Morgan County, a loss to Breath at 26-38 puts them even on the season at 4-4, even at 3-3 in the district and 2-1 in regional action, and that puts them, as I just mentioned before a minute ago, hosting the Hornets this Friday night. Also, and I'll have more on it tomorrow, and a reminder the rest of the week, I got a phone call today from Chris Musgrave of Senator Rand Paul's office. They're having a meet and greet here in Sagersville this Thursday at the Dairy Queen. I think 2:30 to 3 in the afternoon. I've got the details for you, and I'll get those to you beginning tomorrow. And they'll also have some representatives of the office there too. So much more to elaborate on when I see you back here next time about that visit forthcoming this week. I wish I could do something about this. I just don't have the authority, the power, or anything else. But here's your Licking Valley RECC forecast. I had 31 degrees here at the newsroom this morning. 32 actually was our low. We did see 71 for our daytime high. Gorgeous. And the last beautiful day in the neighborhood. And I'm so sorry to see him go. A low of 46 tonight, so it's not going to be as bitterly cold in the morning as it was today. We have the chance at least of some occasional showers later on tonight, mainly after 4 a.m., and look for those to linger maybe up until around 10 o'clock in the morning, and look for daytime highs to go nowhere close to where they were today. 54 degrees, 41 for your low tomorrow night, and then another round of some showers likely, or very likely, in comparison to late tonight and in the morning. But Tuesday night, we'll see some showers, likely late, likely after 4 a.m., Clouds are going to increase. That low of 41 will be followed Wednesday by temperatures that aren't going to go up much from there. 50, I think, is about as far as we're going to make it on Wednesday. We will see showers likely, and likely they'll be ending rather early. We'll see those skies part and become mostly sunny,
but it's not going to help warm things up. 50 degrees at best, a low of 37. Then guess what? After we see a little break in the day, we see another slight chance, albeit of some rain, Wednesday night into your Thursday. Check out Thursday. That's not a misprint. That's a 49-degree day with a low of 31 Thursday night. Still a chance of showers, still a lot of cloud cover above, and this is not a misprint either. We might make it to 48 on Friday. Some patchy frost expected Friday morning. Mostly clear skies, sunny, but that is 48 degrees. And that's also 27 degrees for Friday night's low. If you have fought off the need, the urge, or however you want to refer to it, turning the heat on, you're going to have to face it before the week's out. A low of 27 Friday night means, under mostly clear skies, widespread frost Friday night into your Saturday. And we're only going to hit the mid-50s Saturday as well. A low around 39. We'll see some sunny skies, a slight chance of some showers late, and maybe just a very, very slight at best. But the weekend is going to be way off the mark. We're talking about temperatures in certain parts throughout the forecast that I just referred to, 25 degrees different from the day the week before. How's that for a change for you? Sunday, 59, mostly sunny, 34 for the low. Next week, starting off Monday, we do see the 60s return, low 60s, mind you. And then after that, well, a little too far out to call. We'll have your trick-or-treat forecast as soon as we can get a little better of a handle on it. But for now, that's my time. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And good night.